highly recommend everybody create an account. So Refworks is a citation manager that is online, so you can use it from any computer and everything will transfer over. I have used it for every single paper that I have written in grad school. I suggest that you do the same. And I use this as I'm outlining, as I'm collecting information, I drop citations into Refworks. And using a citation manager, a lot of people when they write, they're like, okay, the only thing I have left to do is citations. And I think it'll take them an hour, and it takes them like 4 hours because their citations are all over the place. It takes them a while to track down the information. Where does this come from? How do I format it? Refworks does all the hard work for you. It keeps everything organized. It pulls exactly what information you need for each citation, and it alphabetizes it for you. So to add references to Refworks, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Easiest way, you'll create a folder for whatever assignment you're doing. You can go to the plus sign, create a new reference. And the great thing about Refworks is once you start typing in the name of the journal article, I'm just going to click this lightning bolt, and it'll come up with titles that match it. And you can just click on it, and it auto-populates all the information you need for you. So we'll just save that. And this also works for things other than journal articles, books, web pages, and it tells you, like, if I'm looking at a web page, then I know I need to have the URL and the publish date. Like, it tells you what information your citation requires from that particular source, and then it formats it for you. So if I want, like this, I believe, this is a website, and this is a journal article. So when I'm ready to make my works cited list, or not even, if you go to this little quotation mark, and there's two tools I want to show you here. The first one is Quick Cite. So Quick Cite helps you figure out what your in-text citations are going to look like. So I want to cite an APA, and I want to cite this journal article. So I click that, it generates what the in-text citation is going to look like. Authors, comma, year. However, what if I wanted to do a website? The website didn't have an author, but Refworks knows what information it wants for that in-text citation. So it knows that it wants to cite the Family Alliance National Center on Caregiving instead. So this is a great, and it's also like, if I have more than one reference, it will, it will organize it for you in the proper order and show you like how to separate with semicolons. So that's a really great tool for in-text citations. And then when you're ready to create your bibliography, create what you want, continue to bibliography, and it will format everything for you, alphabetize it, make sure it's indented in the right ways, and then all you need to do is copy and paste it into your paper. So much easier than trying to pull all the information yourself and do the references yourself. It's such a headache, and this makes everything so much easier. I highly, highly encourage you to use it, with a huge caveat in that it is not the smartest program, and that you will see a lot of HTML errors. Like if there was an extra space when I was typing, it'll give me this. Like this NBSP, that's an HTML error. So after you do this and create it and copy and paste it into your document, go through and edit your citations and delete all those extra errors. It also does, it puts your titles in sentence case. That's how APA format works, which means that only the first letter is capitalized. But if there's a proper noun, like America, it doesn't know that that's a proper noun, so it'll lowercase it. So you have to go through and change it manually to an uppercase. So it's not foolproof, it's not flawless, so it still requires a go through, but it will make your lives easier. Just remember that you have to take it with a grain of salt and make sure that it doesn't include any of those errors. Or like, if I didn't have whatever piece of information goes in these parentheses, it stuck a blank parentheses in there, so I would go and delete that in my citation list.
So you said most courses require APA. Do you know if social determinants does as well?
The only courses I've heard that don't require APA are some HPA professors prefer AMA, or if you're in the MHA program, sometimes they use AMA too. But if you're just regular public health, APA is going to be your default. Okay, and then also on this slide is a whole lot of other references for citations. There is a paper template in here that you can use from Kim that shows you want a title page, you want your abstract, this is where you format your paper. She's got cheat sheets and reference templates in here. There's all sorts of other resources. So this PowerPoint is chock full of resources for you that you guys can go through on your own time. Does anybody have any questions about references and citations?
Yeah. Is there any link between Word and reference, like Refworks? Like you can just
Yes.
There's deliver whatever you need without copy and paste.
Yep. There is a plugin that you can download for Word that will link to your Refworks account, and then I doubt that this computer has it. I think it's under review, or maybe references. But there'll be like an insert citation, and it'll map to your Refworks. And you can just pull information from there, and it'll do your in-text citation, and then it'll add it to your reference list at the end. So there are downloads, you can download the plugin for Microsoft Word for it. There is also a button that you can download for Refworks. Where'd it go? Where it'll go in your bookmarks, and it's called Save to Refworks. So if you're on a website or you're on a journal article, you just click that button, it'll extract the information that it can from that website or from that journal, and you can just fill in whatever's missing and save it, and it'll translate to your Refworks account. And I think all of those, if you go into the wrench and go to tools, it'll show you here's how you do install Save to Refworks, here's how I do Cite to Microsoft Word. So it walks you through how to get those plugins as well. Other questions? With the
orders?
Yes. It puts it in alphabetical order. For APA, it goes in alphabetical order. For AMA, it's an order of appearance. And so unless you're using the plugin for Microsoft Word, it might not do it in the right order for you for AMA. So if you're writing in AMA, I would encourage you to use the plugin, and then it'll know exactly what order to put your references in. But it knows to do things according to the citation style. And also when you're downloading Refworks, there's Refworks and then there's Refworks ProQuest. They're two. Refworks ProQuest is the blue one. It's newer, it's better. Use this version. Refworks regular is orange, has an orange interface. It's not as comprehensive, it's not as good. So make sure you're using refworks.proquest.com. Other questions about citations? Okay. So we're going to use the remaining time. You're welcome to stay, or if you need to also leave, that's totally fine as well. But I wanted to use the remaining time to really workshop pieces of writing that you're working on. So if you've got an assignment that you want to figure out how to create a thesis for it, or you need help with an outline, I'm going to stay here. We can talk, we can troubleshoot, whatever you guys need for your writing. Sound good? Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming. I hope that this was helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if, again, I am here, I am available if you want to. You're not alone. Create, email me, sign up for my office hours. If none of my office hours work for your schedule, send me an email and we'll find an alternative solution. If you want to email me your works and I edit it and send it back to you. If you want to work together on Google Docs at another time, we can figure something out. I try to be as accommodating as I can for students. All right? Awesome.
So you will send us your
I'll send you all copies of the slides.
Okay.